And we are live. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nikki Smoke, joined by Bobby and Jay. You are listening to The Smoke Show. It is Fired Up Friday.
Yes,
this week, we will be playing the Minnesota Vikings. And, ooh, I am feeling good about this game. But before we get into this game, I think we need to talk about the dysfunction in the Miami Dolphins organization. I mean, every single week there's something new with this football team. We're either tampering for Tom Brady, trying to trade for a rapist, you name it, the Dolphins are trying to do it. And now we don't know who's removing the ping pong table. Was it because Tyreek Hill wanted to get a new one for the boys, or because they're on a 2-game losing streak and he just wanted to eliminate all distractions? Mike McDaniel on Wednesdays telling me, it's a leadership thing. The captains, they took the ping pong table out of the locker room. They want to stay focused. And then Tyreek's out here on Friday. He's like, nah, man, I just got to get the boys a customized ping pong table because, I'm the cheater. I do what I want. Yeah. That's why I talk my shit. Now I'm talking about. I don't know who to believe, Bobby.
I don't know either, dude. I mean, when McDaniel was fired up in the press conference Wednesday, it kind of got me fired up a little bit. And then you think about how cliche and stupid a ping pong table is. Maybe that's the reason this team has so much injuries. Maybe the boys are just in there playing ping pong so hard that we're getting concussions, groin injuries. That's the only thing I can think of. But then it comes back to Tyreek. And Tyreek, anytime you put a camera and a microphone in front of that guy, he's going to talk his shit. He's going to have that swagger. So he wasn't going to talk about getting rid of the ping pong table. He was going to say, nah, we upgrading that table. We need something better for this team. So whatever Tyreek wants to do, man, it's his locker room. It's the captain's locker room. It's cool that McDaniel has a hands-off approach and just lets those guys do what they're going to do. But honestly, I think they need the ping pong table in there. I think they need it in there. I think they need the competitive, the camaraderie. But if it's causing the groin injuries, I don't know, because that might be the only thing that makes sense.
Or
why
what
this
if it
injury
caused
report is so loaded.
Armstead's toe injury?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Stubbed his toe on the table, yeah.
He went for the big fucking forehand volley and he stubbed his toe. Something's got to add up there.
No, and then what about the slide, boys? The slide could be causing some groin injuries. I'm not gonna lie, you get caught up on that thing. I don't know. We got to figure things out here, man. It's Fired Up Friday, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Skylar Thompson.
I don't think Watson raped anyone either, but you're right. He is paying for that cat, and there's a 26th.
I don't know if he's playing.
To be honest, I think we dodged a bullet with that one. I think we dodged a bullet. Top 10 quarterback, but I mean he's still suspended. That thing's a mess. Give me Skylar Thompson over Deshaun Watson. Give me Skylar Thompson over anyone in the NFL. And to be honest, I think Mike McDaniel feels the same way. His confidence in this rookie is unbelievable. I try to clip up and chop up a clip and get it uploaded for you guys, but it just didn't work. But if you listen to Mike McDaniel's press conference today and the way he was talking about this 7th-round rookie, you would have thought he took him 5th overall. They asked Mike McDaniel about Skylar Thompson. He said, so I want to take you back to your draft process. Was this a guy you always had your eye on? Did you like Skylar Thompson? And he said, yeah, this is a guy that I couldn't wait to draft. He couldn't wait to draft Skylar Thompson in the 7th round. Now, mind you, that was our 3rd or 4th overall pick in that draft because we didn't get our first pick until the 4th round. So he had his eyes set on Skylar. It's the first quarterback that Mike McDaniel has ever drafted. And he said when he's drafting a quarterback, he looks for these things: toughness, and he looks for quarterbacks that are looking at defenders and not their receivers because it leads to great anticipation and yak. What does that sound like? I think that sounds like the perfect fit for the Miami Dolphins, and especially if all we got to do is plug him in, give him a full week of practice with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and the full offense. He'll have Teddy Bridgewater on the sideline to come back to. How are you not confident in Skylar Thompson right now?
I mean, dude, I'll be honest. You guys know where I stand on Skylar. I've always been hesitant, nervous. I know that he's a rookie. Rookies make rookie mistakes. That's just kind of how the league goes. But when McDaniel gets out there on the podium answering questions and he speaks in this manner, you can't help but to get fired up. Smoke sent me a clip earlier talking about McDaniel, And you're talking about McDaniel talking about Skylar and saying when the big, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was pretty much when the big moment arises, he wants Skylar to go ahead and take it type of deal. And like stuff like that just fires me up. I love seeing confidence in a quarterback. And just to add to it, like Smoke said, he's got a week of full first team reps. He's got he's got Teddy and Tua on the sideline with him. He can go check in, chat, say, hey, what read did I miss here? What should I be looking for? He's got guys that have seen it and done it in front of him that he can just go talk to, which is going to make it so much easier on him because as a rookie, man, you need as much help and as much guidance as possible. And this week, he's actually going to have it, man. Last week, he had nothing. He got thrown in. He probably never thought in a million years he gets in that game. He's like, oh, I finally get to dress. Word, let's go. First play of the game, concussion for Teddy Bridgewater, and all of a sudden Skylar's just thrust into the action. So the kid had balls. He got it done. He played all right. This week he takes a little bit of a step forward after the preparation, in my opinion.
He'll go after the hard play. He won't take the path of least resistance.
Great answer. Just his own read. Watch this.
This right here.
Skylar Thompson says, I see a bunch of green grass.
Come here, little boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what he said? Listen closely. Listen closely. I'm going to play it again.
He'll go after the hard play. He won't take the path of least resistance.
Great answer.
Watch
Just
his
his own
stick
read.
talk.
Watch this backside. Skylar Thompson says,
Come here, little boy.
Bink! Come on, Skylar.
Yes, sir.
Give me
baby.
that.
I want to see him do that to somebody.
Give me that
I
on
don't know if we
Sunday.
need our quarterback trucking, though.
And
Nah,
obviously,
I
just so we
want
just-
him trucking.
I'm
I
Bob.
want him freaking trucking.
Speaking to Smoke's point, you know Mike McDaniel wanted him because once you get to the 7th round, a lot of those players are very close to being undrafted free agents. So usually it's guys who you don't think you might not be able to sign for whatever reason. Maybe it's the agent. Maybe like they are hesitant to come to your team. Like in the 7th round, you want to take those guys who you might not be able to get as UDFA. So what did he do? Mike McDaniel went out of his way and said, out of all the UDFAs, out of all those picks, I want Skylar Thompson. Like, I want to confirm I get this guy. Like, I don't want to leave it
Right.
up to chance. I don't want him to go to UDFA. Maybe someone offers him more money. I don't want to leave anything up to chance. He wanted this guy. And like Smoke said, this is one of the first offensive players and quarterbacks he's drafted. Like, clearly he sees something in this guy. And you saw that in preseason, which is nice to see. And now he has a full week of practice, and we'll see what we can have. Listen, no one's expecting craziness, I don't think. No one's expecting a crazy performance. Let's just get what needs to get done. All he needs to do is get the
win.
ball in the hands of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and win.
That's
I wanna be
what any
4-2
quarterback on the
more valuable than
Dolphins has to
anyone.
do. That's Tua's
Exactly.
job. That's Teddy's job. Get the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and let them make plays. That's it. It's really not that hard. Here's one thing. It kind of throws me in a loop. But again, I think this ties back into McDaniel's confidence in Skylar Thompson. If he genuinely believed that Skylar Thompson was hot dog shit and thought he was the worst quarterback, like this guy has no business being in the NFL, he should be a practice squad player at best, I believe he would start Teddy Bridgewater no matter what. No matter what, regardless if Teddy practiced all week. Because guess what? None of our veterans practice. Armstead doesn't practice. Melvin Ingram doesn't practice. Xavier Howard doesn't practice. Nobody practices. No veteran practices on this Miami Dolphins football team. But why is it so different? Why is it so different? Because I don't believe that McDaniel sees a gigantic talent gap between Skylar and Teddy. Now, is Teddy the more established veteran? Sure, 100%. Yeah, you can't deny that at this point. I think McDaniel was more impressed with Skylar's performance last week than we're giving him credit for. Because I said he didn't play good. I said he didn't play bad. I thought he played mid, like below average, not even mid, below average. But I feel like McDaniel was like, yo, if I could just get a full week with him and just tweak a couple things here and there, I think we're going to be just fine with him starting. And I know he wants to hit you with the, like we'll get the full week of prep. It's the best thing for the team, yada, 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 yada. If politics weren't involved and Tua couldn't practice all week, but they said, hey, you could play in the game on Sunday, you're telling me he wouldn't start Tua Tagovailoa?
I think he would.
He would.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah.
I believe McDaniel is always doing what's in the best interest for this team to win. Win. Now, I know he's not a doctor, right? And the doctor said he didn't have a concussion against Buffalo. But I was at the game and I thought he was concussed. Bobby was watching at home. He said he's done.
I did.
McDaniel wants to win. This football team wants to win. And if McDaniel believed that Teddy would give this team a better chance to win over Skylar Thompson, even without the full week of practice, he would start Teddy. He would. But that's not the case.
No, man. I mean, I agree. At this point in time, he has enough belief that Skylar is good enough to go out and win a football game. Because if he didn't think that, Teddy would start this week because Teddy will be cleared to back up. So he would have it's not like he would have to, like he could start Sinet. But in this case, I think Teddy would be good to go. We would just say, okay, hey, he's played enough games in the league. He'll be able to get fine without a week of practice. But he obviously sees something in Skylar, and he'd rather him be the starter with a week preparation, which you love to see the confidence that McDaniel has in Skylar. But one thing I need to see out of Skylar is the confidence in himself. Because some of the issues I had with him in that first game that he played, albeit rookie performance, first time in an NFL regular season game, he held the ball a little bit. He patted it. He was a little slow making his decisions. I want to see Skylar have that confidence that McDaniels has in him and just let that thing rip. Let it rip.
Hey, here's my thing.
He has an arm, man. He has arm talent.
He's got a chooch. Like the ball flies out of his hand. Like his
For
ball
sure.
he has the most zip on the team. But isn't Tua's biggest flaw his biggest weakness? Him holding on to the football? I know it was like, oh, he gets the ball out so quick. He breaks his hip because he holds onto the ball. He gets slammed on his head because he holds onto the ball. He takes terrible sacks because he holds onto the football. Tua does the same thing.
I'm not disagreeing, dude. I'm not saying that like he needs to be so much better than Tua. I'm just saying that's one of the things I saw from him where it looked like some rookie decision making. Where Tua does do the same thing, man. That's literally the reason why he's hurt right now is because he didn't throw the ball away.
But it was slow. It was like, I'll be honest.
Tua's in year 3, and even Nick Saban's been telling him to just throw the ball away. Stop taking sacks. Stop doing this. You hold on to the ball too long. I expect that from a 7th round rookie. No. And if he's got a full week and McDaniel's in his ear chirping, I can assure you that's going to be the number one thing on his priority list is get the ball out quick and just concentrate on your footwork. Just based off everything that I've heard in the interviews that they do after practice and after the games, it was all footwork, get the ball out of your hand quick. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds, obviously. It's not. But do I think Skylar will improve with the full week of prep and timing and reps with the ones and knowing that he's going to be the starter? Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, dude. He's just got to go through his progressions, find his guy, and rip that thing, man. No second guessing yourself. Nothing crazy. Let's get that ball out and rip it. And I think he's more than capable of doing it. I mean, have you seen this guy's beard? His beard is unbelievable. Is there a quarterback in the league with a better beard than Skylar Thompson?
He's got a great fade, too.
Yeah, Fitz is gone, bro. Like, I don't know. He probably does.
That's all I'm saying. Guy's got some moxie. Guy definitely got some moxie.
Moxie, that's a crazy word. That brings me back to the draft. All the like common draft commonalities.
Yeah.
He's got that moxie. He's got the it factor. No, Sky looks good, and like he clearly has the confidence of his teammates and his coach. The coach obviously very clearly. I think with a full week of practice, that bodes well. I think Mike McDaniel's probably one of the coaches like in the top 5 where it's like, okay, you have a rookie quarterback and you want to scheme something specifically for him. You probably want Mike McDaniel as that guy. And like we said, like, again, I kind of agree with Bobby. Like, he did kind of not make his reads quick enough. Like, again, rookie quarterback, da-da-da. Like, obviously, Tua does the same thing. It's just not to the same level. Like, clearly, like, he was taking sacks and stuff. Like, there were some times where he had a clean pocket and then he would scramble. But it's like, dude, there's no reason to scramble. Like, your pocket's fine. Just rookie stuff like that, which I understand. But, again, with the whole week of him knowing he's running with the ones, which, like Smoke said, I'm pretty sure in his 10-minute video yesterday, which, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, check it out. Like, he probably hasn't thrown to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle since training camp before this week,
right?
Because he hasn't made any reps with the ones. So that was a great point you made, just bringing it up now. And again, the fact that he has the confidence of his coach and presumably from what we've seen, the locker room, why can't we win this game? To be honest, I don't even think it's on the quarterback. I think it's way more on the defense than anything else.
Exactly.
I would say it's way more on the defense than anything else, more than the quarterback. And again, this is all in like relativity. Like, obviously, it's a quarterback 3 at the end of the day. I think if you looked at a different team, like the Patriots or something, you'd be like, okay, but it's a quarterback 3. But in this case, like in our scheme specifically, and what Mike McDaniel's like, this is what we brought him in for, to be the guy with the biggest brain in the NFL to handle this situation, to be honest with you. And I think he wants to step up to the plate and Mike McDaniel can just let his swag ooze from him if he wins with a quarterback 3. Who else
Yep.
would be on that level? So I think that's what we're
Well, Bill
expecting.
Belichick's, that's what they're doing over there in New England.
No,
but-
true. But that's because Mac Jones isn't as good as Tua. But
We need a
that's what we
turnover,
need to do,
boys.
and we're gonna get to
I
the
agree with
defense.
that.
Yep, we're
For
gonna
sure.
we're
I
gonna
think
get
it's a
into
great-
all of that. I promise. We're gonna get into defense, game breakdown, but I'm not done stirring this pot right now. How do I want to phrase this?
Actually, wait, before you ask a question, let me just add this
Thank
too,
you.
really quickly. Just before you ask. I think
Yo,
it's
shout out top tier
Yes,
gaming.
sir. Shout out Top Tier
2
Gaming. We
years.
appreciate
Inches,
you.
what a legend. 4-2, it's coming. I agree, brother.
We
The
love it.
Dolphins
top tier.
are winning this game,
Yes,
fam.
sir.
Thank you, top tier. Thank you.
Shout out to Top
Goat.
Tier. Big goat.
He ain't capping.
This is what I was gonna say. I think it speaks volumes. The fact that Skylar on a full week versus Teddy in 3-4 days, they have more confidence in Skylar. I think obviously if it's Tua in one day versus Skylar, to be honest, in this whole time, I think it's still Tua. But again, Teddy's still one of the best backups in the league, presumably, based on experience. The
We're
fact
paying
that
him
a
$10
rookie-
million.
Yeah, the fact that a rookie quarterback drafted in the 7th round, like the fact that we have more confidence in him over a 7-day span to run with the ones over Teddy, that speaks volumes to the confidence that we
Right.
have. Like, I just want to put that out there.
No,
Like,
it's true.
it would be very easy to put Teddy in this game and be like, he's a veteran, he has experience, he's probably seen everything. like,
That's my point.
plug-
Exactly.
the fact that he's said, okay, you know what? He's choosing, I would rather have Skylar on 7 days practice than Teddy. Like, I think that speaks volumes to what they've seen. And again, like we were alluding to earlier with like the comments from the coach and the locker room. I'll let you ask your question, but I just had to put that out there. Like, that is like Mike McDaniel is clearly choosing Skylar in this situation.
Yep. If the Miami Dolphins win and Skylar Thompson goes out there and balls, will there be quarterback controversy in Miami? And I'm not just talking about Skylar Thompson taking Teddy's job as the backup. I'm talking about Skylar Thompson possibly being the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. And you guys are laughing. If Skylar Thompson goes out there and throws for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and the Miami Dolphins steamroll the Minnesota Vikings, you're going to tell me that there's not going to be any quarterback controversy in
Yep.
Miami?
That
I'll
is
tell you
exactly
what
what
it
I'm going to
does.
tell you.
I'll tell you what it does is it makes that timetable for Tua look a whole lot slower, in my opinion, because we already have all this heat, all this national media, everyone's saying, oh, he should never play again, oh, this, all that. If Skylar was to go out there and absolutely ball like you're saying in this hypothetical, then I think it would make him reevaluate, take a step back and say, hey, maybe we can let Tua sit out another week. We're playing the Steelers, an inferior team to the Vikings. If Skylar was able to go out there and sling it versus the Vikings, why don't we just do it again and let Tua get a little healthier? I could see that being an argument. Is that my opinion? Definitely not. I think that as soon as Tua is cleared to play football, he's quarterback 1. We've seen what he's capable of. I mean, a couple weeks ago, after week 3, we were saying MVP candidate. We were saying franchise-changing quarterback. We were saying all this stuff. So let's not get ahead of our skis. When Tua's back, he is the guy. But I truly and fully think that Skylar could wrap that number 2 job up. If he goes out and balls, how is he not quarterback 2 over Teddy? Anytime Teddy's gotten in the game, we've looked uninspired. We've looked flat. We've looked careless. I mean, it hasn't been a ton of snaps, but he's definitely gotten in there, and it hasn't looked good. And if Skylar can provide some crazy spark, why would you not want him as quarterback 2? The only issue is that you're paying Teddy $10 million, and then you're going to put him at quarterback 3 and never.
Hey, maybe go get an asset for him.
At
Maybe go
that
get an
point,
asset for Teddy.
you just eat the loss. Hey, they're grilling me in the comments. I didn't say that he would start over Tua. I'm stirring the pot. I'm asking you guys. I didn't get my answer
I'll stir
yet.
back.
I
I'll
didn't
be
get my
honest.
take yet. Listen, Skylar could throw for 500 yards and 3 touchdowns, and there would be
Doesn't matter.
0 quarterback controversy. 1, because of how invested this team has been into Tua and how much McDaniel has publicly backed Tua. I mean, if you watch any McDaniel press conference, he literally has to talk about Tua the entire time. He said he's the most accurate quarterback that he's ever seen. Yada, yada, yada. They said, we're going to pass on this guy, pass on that guy. Tua is our guy. Tua is our guy. Tua is our guy. However, the controversy could come at the end of the year if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs or if they don't win a playoff game. I believe that if Skylar Thompson plays really good, that at the end of the year, if the Dolphins aren't where they want to be, then it's like, okay, now you have quarterback controversy. But I believe that this team, they owe it to Tua to give him a full year. And it's already not a full year because he's concussed. He's missed 2.7 games, and he might play against the Steelers. Odds are he will play against the Steelers. But if Skylar balls, there won't be a quarterback controversy this year. But if the Dolphins don't get into the playoffs and win a game and Tua missed 4 to 5 games by the end of the year, I believe that's when the controversy will come into play.
Then maybe, I'll be honest though, like, this is so clearly to a team, like you guys were saying before. I think definitely like Teddy just out of the picture, like completely. And I think that makes sense, especially if he balls out like that. But like you said, they've invested too much in Tua, and I'll be honest, even if he balls out like that, Tua showed at least me personally enough in those first 3 games. Like, this is the guy who we're rolling with, who I'm willing to ride and die for as that Miami Dolphins quarterback right now. Because I'll be honest, when he's healthy, he's 3-0, and he did everything we wanted him to do. He's throwing the deep ball when he needs to. He's hitting Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. The accuracy is on point. The footwork has been great. So that's kind of what we expect. So I'm not ready to go that far with Skylar yet, but the hypothetical that you put out, that definitely takes Teddy out of the picture. And maybe at the end of the season, it gets a little bit more. And I would love that more than anything. You always just want to have more good players. You always just want to acquire more good talent. Why not have 2 good? Like, if you have 2 elite quarterbacks, that's the best thing ever. Like, who cares? But it's just not realistic in terms of this year. Like, you're right. Like, it's gonna have to take till the offseason, because this year, like, it's to a season.
Time.
Like, it's literally like
to a season.
We all went in about make or break season for Tua. All this stuff about Tua. Like you said, everyone can only talk about Tua for this year. Like, it's kind of inexplicable how much we've talked about him for a guy who doesn't really talk to the media at all outside of his press conferences. He doesn't even run his own Twitter, it doesn't seem like. So that's kind of how it goes. So that's just kind of how it is for a player like that. But that's kind of what you have to expect. And listen, if Skylar balls out, that's just more talent acquisition for this team to utilize. Do I trust our management to utilize it correctly? But we'll see, because at least more talent's always better. The more the merrier to me.
And Smoke,
here's my thing with Tua. It's not a talent issue with me. It's him not being on the field. And we talk about this all the time. And to be fair, look, did Tua look good his rookie year? No, not really. Did he look good his second year? No, not really. And you might have a difference of opinion, but the guys in the front office were trying to sign Tom Brady and trade for Deshaun Watson. So that lets you know how the Dolphins felt about Tua's second year. So you might have your own opinion, and that's fine. I'm just telling you what the front office was trying to do. They tried to get Tom Brady again, and they tried to get Deshaun Watson. They were not too impressed with Tua's second year. But these first 3 games, he looked lights out. He finally looked like a fifth overall pick. But then what happened? His Achilles heel, the injury, the inability to stay on the football field. That's my problem. And that's really the only problem I have with him this year.
And Smoke, I love that point you made, because I never really thought about it as more of like a long-term macro look. If Skylar goes out and plays solid, I'm not even saying goes out and dominates balls. I'm saying if he goes out there, plays solid, leads the Dolphins to a win, it's true. But
to have a job, you need to be at work. Facts, JJ. Thank you for the donation, brother.
No, I completely agree. But just your point of saying if Skylar goes out here and looks solid, all of a sudden that means that you have something. You don't need to go out and pay a backup Teddy Bridgewater $10 million. You can sit and have your homegrown guy who got drafted in the 7th round, is going to be under contract for 4 years, so that next year when Tua goes out there, presumably goes out there, is the starting quarterback, all of a sudden you have Skylar as his primary backup, getting more reps, more time. And Lord knows at some point next year, Tua will probably get hurt as well. So Skylar slides right in again. So Skylar being beneficial, it would be massive for this team, massive for the roster reconstruction. Because imagine spending $10 million on an extra corner, an extra lineman, a middle linebacker, another pass rusher. It would open up so many options. But with that, I do have a question for you guys, because I do want to set some sort of expectation on Skylar. I don't think that it would be fair to say he needs to go out and throw for 300, 3 touchdowns.
Nope.
I'm wondering what your guys are setting the bar at. What would you guys consider outside of a W? Because a W obviously is the most important
Yeah, that was
aspect
gonna
of
be my
this
answer.
game.
I was gonna say as long as he wins, I don't care. I
But
don't
what
give
are
a
you
shit.
looking at from him, stat line wise or whatsoever? Because I wrote down a few things. For
I'm
expectations
looking
set.
for the Tua special. I'm looking for the Tua special minus the turnover from his second year. I'm looking for 215 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and just don't turn it over. If Skylar Thompson doesn't throw a pick or doesn't fumble, we're good. We are good. 215, 1 touchdown, and a QB sneak if we need one. But I'm not asking him to throw for 315 because the Dolphins, if they want to win, it's going to come down to the Dolphins defense holding the Minnesota Vikings to under 24 points.
Yeah, like I agree. He can't do it because he had 2 turnovers last week, which were detrimental. The fumble loss and obviously the interception. Can't have that happen again. He needs to not turn over the ball. And then to me, like not even going into the statistics because Smoke is pretty kind of spot on there. And it's like he doesn't have to throw for 200 for me. As long as he's throwing for like 180 yards, a touchdown, no pick, whatever. It's more about how he plays. I need him to be hitting guys quick. I need him to not hold on to the ball as long as he was. I just need to see improvement. We should see something drastically different with this week of practice. We all talk about it, but I need to see that improvement. I need to see him do the things that we're talking about. And obviously, if we see it, McDaniel sees it, blah, 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 blah. But that's what I want to see. I want to see him get back, drop back, takes 3-step drop back, and hit a guy. Don't just sit back there and just sit there when you have a guy open. You should be looking at Jalen Waddle. You should be looking at Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle had not nearly enough targets when he's averaging like 3 yards of separation. Like, it wasn't like Waddle wasn't open. I think we all know Waddle gets open more than almost anyone. So he needs to look at Waddle. He needs to get the ball to his playmakers, and that's what I expect. Just those improvements. Listen, again, not saying he needs to be perfect on every single throw. I'm just expecting better than what I saw last week on short-term notice, on literally coming in for a guy who we had no expectation that he was going to leave the game at all. To be honest, I can't believe he's still in the concussion protocol. I have no idea what's going on there. But with that being said, like that's kind of what I'm looking for. You just want to see Skylar make those little improvements, like not turning over the ball, and we should be fine. Bobby, I know you have some things written down, though.
No, I mean, I had very similar stat lines. My expectations and my game plan for how Skylar can lead the Dolphins to a victory, play with confidence, trust yourself. A 0 turnover game would obviously be the preference. If he can limit it to 1, I still think it's very doable. And I would like to see him contribute 2 touchdowns, whether that's 2 throwing, 2 rushing, because he does have legs, man. He's a big boy. Smoke already showed you the clip of him absolutely demolishing a linebacker. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Skylar run the ball a little bit. Honestly, I could see him having 20, 30, 40 rushing yards, but it's simple for him. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. Keep the boat afloat, and we'll be good to go.
I 100% agree, and I think it is time to get into the Minnesota Vikings Miami Dolphins preview. Shout out Mo Alley. He's out here dropping bars, although I disagree. Thank you for the donation. Minnesota finna crush y'all like a can of Minnesota. Ha, ha, ha.
Al,
Thanks for the donation.
Yeah,
Al in the chat
thanks for
for
the
Mo.
donation. Back to the drawing board, I think.
Back to the drawing board. Let's get into our drawing board. The Miami Dolphins are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are 4-1. The Miami Dolphins are 3-2. They're coming off back-to-back losses. And no one thinks we have a chance. That's why I love it here. I love when no one thinks we have a chance. Even Dolphin fans think we're not going to win. No one thinks we're going to win. Dolphin fans last week, right? Oh, they're the Jets. We're going to win. We're going to win. There's no way we lose. Yada, yada, yada. Bobby, I said I was sick. I had a bad feeling going into that game.
True.
I've never felt better about a game besides week 1 against New England because I knew we were going to beat the absolute piss out of the New England Patriots. I am almost at that level right now this week. I love the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. I've already bet them. I'm going to bet them again. And if Teron Armstead is ruled to play in this game, I'm going to bet them for a 3rd time. I love the Dolphins at home, back against the wall, 2 losses. No one thinks we're going to win. Our own fan base doesn't think we're going to win. Sign me up. Xavier Howard is back. Say what you want about him. He's still a top 10 corner in the league. Having him on the field allows Boyer to bring out his defense, the cover 0, the blitz packages. You can't run that with your 7th round and undrafted rookie free agent corner. You can't do that. But when Xavier Howard's on the field, you can. You can. You could load up the box. And I know Justin Jefferson's a dog, and sure, he's going to get his. But my God, Kirk Cousins has the worst quarterback rating in the NFL against the blitz. And who blitzes more than the Miami Dolphins? Nobody. The Miami Dolphins win this game. Minnesota does not have corners like Sauce Gardner and DJ. I know we want to make fun of the Jets, bro, but they got talent. Like, that's not some pushover Jets team. It's not. Now, the fact that they put up 40 points is embarrassing, but it was still 19-17 with 10 minutes left. Okay, and Skylar Thompson, he has that one stupid fumble. Poof, the game's over. And obviously the missed kick. But the point is, we were in that game, and we started that game so bad. Do you remember that first quarter? We started horrible. You even go back to Cincinnati, even when we had Tua in that first half. We came out looking terrible.
What a Baltimore.
If McDaniel comes out here 3 games in a row and the team looks unprepared and looks like shit, I will have a personal vendetta with him. We cannot have 11 penalties. You cannot have 11 penalties again.
Ding, ding, bro.
And guess what? The Miami Dolphins have not had a turnover against the Jets. They have not had a turnover against the Cincinnati Bengals. And they did have one against Buffalo. They did have one against the Ravens. And they did have one against the New England Patriots. Do you guys see where I'm going here?
100%, dude.
Get after Kirk Cousins. Make him uncomfortable. Create one turnover. You don't think the defense isn't going to step up and rally behind the fact that they're playing behind a 7th-round rookie quarterback in Skylar Thompson? You don't think this team's not going to be rallied around each other, knowing that they're on a 2-game losing streak? And nobody, not one person, not even their own mother, believes that they can win this football game? You don't think this team's going to be coming out feeling some type of way? We're getting memed. Everyone's clowning us. You lost to the Jets. Ha ha. You're a bum. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. You barely beat the Bills because they were on IR. Ha ha. Guess what? We're still 3-2, bitch. And the Miami Dolphins are going to win this game on Sunday, and they're going to be 4-2. And then we're going to play Pittsburgh on Sunday night, and then we're going to be 5-2. But let's stay here on Minnesota. If you're not ready to run through a wall, and if you don't believe the Miami Dolphins are going to win this football game after what I just told you, leave my stream. Buy in. Reach down in your pants. Find your cojones and grab them. Because I'm not going anywhere. I am right here. The Miami Dolphins win this football game. Period. End of story.
Woo! That's why you come here for Fired Up Friday, baby. We need to get Smoke in the locker room on Sundays to talk to the boys. Because after he goes on these confidence rants, how could you not feel some sort of way? Let me just
We're going
add
to Super Bowl.
That's
what I heard.
Let me just add to some of the points he said. Discipline, bro. It's easy. It's not that hard. We need to come correct with discipline. You cannot lose that turnover or not that penalty battle, man. It's stalling out drives. It kills momentum. And then when our defense is on the field for these long-ass drives and it's 3rd and 2 and we give up a defensive holding for an automatic first down, it makes me want to scream and pull my fucking hair out. So we need to clean up the discipline 100%. And then Smoke ripped it to a T on my next point. Turnover battle. Win the turnover battle. It's Kirk Cousins, bro. He's going to throw at least 3 catchable interceptions, and we need to grab them. I'm sick of the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh, X's fingers were 2 inches away from the ball. Oh, let's grab that football. Let's make this game ours. Let's go out and get it. On top of that, we have a rookie quarterback in. Everyone knows that. What's the easiest way to make a rookie quarterback feel a little more comfortable? Let's run that damn football. We saw Mostert last week go for over 100. First time a Dolphins running back went over 100 this year. It was beautiful. He's on the injury report, but he's fine. He's good to go. His knee is fine. If we can get out there, establish that run, it's going to make Skylar's life a whole hell of a lot easier. I mean, Minnesota's 19th against the run in the league. It's not like we're going up against some juggernaut that's always shutting it down. You can run on them. And last but not least, tackling, man. Tackling. Dalvin Cook is a great running back. He's a Florida boy from Miami. He's going to have 1 billion people at this game.
Stay
Little
there.
Uzi Born. Go listen to some fucking
Stay
Uzi
there.
Vert. Get out of here. But tackling, dude, I'm so sick of us getting there with arm tackles or not wrapping or going for the fumble. I'm sick and tired of it. Dalvin Cook's a great player. We got to get to him and hit him, wrap, drive, put him into the fucking dirt. When we get back home on sacks, I'm sick of the arm tackles where the quarterback Houdini's out and gets the first down. I'm sick of it. Tackle.
It's not happening this week, though. We're playing
man.
Kirk Cousins. We're not playing Lamar Jackson. We're not playing Josh Allen. Zach Wilson's not great, but he's an athlete. Kirk Cousins not like that, bro.
I agree.
We're gonna make him nervous and uncomfortable. And I'm not even fanboying. I'm not, because I told Bobby I didn't like our matchup against the Jets, especially with Xavier Howard not playing. I love this matchup. I absolutely love it. And look, I know they have Justin Jefferson. We have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I mean, this isn't 2015. Adam Thielen's not like that. I still respect him. I think Thielen's a good football player. He ain't no Jalen Waddle. We got dogs too. Fuck is you talking about? Come on.
And I gotta talk about
acting like we ain't got no
matchup.
talent anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
The matchup everyone's talking about is Xavier Howard versus Justin Jefferson. We've already seen X shut down. I want to say shut down because I think Diggs had 70 yards, but Stephon Diggs is playing like a top 3 receiver in the NFL, if not the best receiver in the NFL right now. And X held him to 70 yards, which if you don't know, that's a good game for a cornerback on receiver that talented.
I don't even care about the yards. It's the
No,
plays
but I'm
that
saying
he made on Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
crucial
You don't think
key
Xavier
moments.
Howard? You don't think Xavier Howard can do that to Justin Jefferson? Because I'll tell you what, Stephon Diggs is probably better than Jefferson.
Did you not
Maybe
see
that's a
what
hot
Slade
take.
did to Jefferson? Did you not see what Slade did to Jefferson? The ability to get after Kirk Cousins and put pressure on him, and you have a corner that could play man-to-man coverage.
1000%, dude.
Come on now.
Pressure.
Come
All
on,
Xavier has
Justin
to do
Jefferson's a
is shadow
dog.
him and we're good.
Yeah, I'm cool if Justin Jefferson goes for 100 yards and a touchdown. That's still only 7 points. And besides the one outlier week, which was last week, where we couldn't load up the box because we didn't have Xavier Howard, the Jets were the first team to run on the Miami Dolphins all year. No one else has been able to run the football on the Miami Dolphins except the Jets, and it's no surprise that we didn't have Xavier Howard, the guy that our defense is built around. You can't load up Javon Holland and Brandon Jones in the box and bring your linebackers up when you don't have Xavier Howard out there. He is the cornerstone of this defense. Shout out Ken Rosa, one time. Look forward to these streams, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Ken Rosa, for the $10 donation.
Yeah, this is all about the defense stepping up. And I'll be honest, Kirk Cousins, he's kind of like the mark of average. I think when you look up average in the dictionary, Kirk Cousins shows up. Maybe he's a little bit better. Maybe he's a little bit worse sometimes. To be honest, this is about the defense and the run game. This is old school football. Let's run the ball. Let's keep the ball out of that offense's hands. And let's just play some defense. Xavier's back, which means we can actually run the defense we like to run, which our defense is built around. Our defense is built around him. I say this every time because people don't understand because they don't watch Dolphins games. Most defenses are built around your edge rushers and your defensive line. I get it. Our defense is built around our corners being able to stay on an island. That's literally what we do. If you listen to any NFL football player talk about the Dolphins defense, and specifically Xavier Howard usually, they always talk about, wow, we respect him so much. And they probably view him higher than we do because they know how hard it is to cover somebody without safety help, without help to the outside. It's literally one-on-one, mano-a-mano. And Xavier Howard is one of the best, if not the best press man corner in the NFL. That's what he does. So that's going to be a huge matchup. And then I'm looking at the rest of the defense to step up too. They still got Dalvin Cook. He's very, very good. You have to shut him down too. I'm looking for a big game from one of these interior linebackers. But listen, like Smoke said, no one's been able to run on us with Xavier Howard. So that's what we need to see. I need to see Christian Wilkins have a big game.
Here's the thing.
And let's get it.
I got to add something to that. Jay. You don't even have to run Xavier Howard one-on-one with Jefferson. You could just double team him and then go put X on Thielen. You could do whatever you want. And then in situational downs, if you want your guy one-on-one, so be it. But you want to act like that we can't take him out of the game? I beg to differ. I have Jefferson on my fantasy team. I think he is an elite receiver. He's top 3 in the league. But I do not think it's going to work out for him this week. I don't. I genuinely do not believe it's going to work out. X coming off rest, hearing all the noise. He's old. He's washed. He sucks. This and that. Bet.
Yeah, no, and I agree, Smoke. I definitely see a world where X mostly covers Thielen, and then we double Jetta on the other side. And what I'm looking for also is because all of a sudden Kader Kohu pops up on the injury report, and he's not looking good. So I need one of these guys to step up, man, whether it's Nick Needham, whether it's Crossan, whether it's Brandon Jones, the safety, Holland. Someone needs to step up and make that play because like Smoke said, these games we're not getting turnovers. We're not winning the game. Let's have the defense help the offense, man. It's a cohesive unit, and that goes for the special teams as well. People don't talk about that shit enough. Let's make a play on special teams, bro. Let's return a kick to the cribbo. Let's block a punt.
Make a field goal,
I want to
Jason.
see that special teams pop a little bit. And another thing is when we get this ball down into this red zone, 6 points is crucial, man. I say this every week, but especially against with your seventh round pick quarterback in there, you need to take advantage of those opportunities. And what a beautiful, beautiful matchup we have this week. Minnesota's ranked 30th in defensive efficiency in the red zone. So when we get down there, let's take advantage of it. And I honestly think Skylar's legs, I know we've said it a couple times now, that could be the difference in the red zone. I could see some packages with some read option or even a little quarterback power or something, because Skylar is a hoss, man. He's a big boy.
By the way, you know what you guys are describing? Complimentary football. That's literally what we are describing right now.
That's what we've been missing, though, to be fair. Like, we have not seen that yet. We haven't had complimentary football all year.
Well, yeah, because one time the offense picked us up, the first game the defense picked us up. I'll be honest, we have yet to have like a full cohesive game where everything's going well because it's either special teams or offense defense. We just need to play complimentary football. We know Skylar, rookie quarterback, We know what's happening with the quarterback position. Defense needs to step up, the special teams needs to step up, and the run game needs to step up. And then we'll be fine. We will be okay. Listen, yeah. Pretty much anything outside the kind of.
Hey, Lil Uzi, put your money where your mouth is. You could DM me on Twitter at Nicky Smokes. You name a price, I'll bet you straight up. You let me know. You want to put your money where your mouth is? You let me know, Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi born. Fins for the win, baby. We're back.
Fins for the win.
Fins are back. Not tripping. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be an absolute dogfight. I don't think the Dolphins are going to go out there and beat the Minnesota Vikings by 10 points. I don't. They are 4-1. A win is a win. Say what you want. Oh, they got lucky. They played dog shit teams, blah, 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 blah. And to be fair, look, I mean, it has landed their way. It has landed their way a couple times. I bet them against the double doink, so I made money on that. But, you know, I find myself betting on the Vikings or against them a lot, so I've ended up watching a lot of their games. And if you're a Vikings fan and you think you're a complete 4-1 football team, and that you're going to make some serious noise in the NFC, you're lying to yourself. You know, like I was lying to myself after the Dolphins beat the Bills, but then I quickly realized, okay, like we're still not there yet. I know we beat them, but we're still not there yet. The Dolphins at home, you want to keep pushing your luck.
I was going to say, dude.
Come the fourth quarter in South Florida, I know it's October. It's still hot, brother. It's still 85, 90 out on your face.
It ain't no dome,
it ain't going away. It's not going anywhere. Not until mid-November. I can assure you of that. So if you want to test your luck late into the fourth quarter, by all means. I love that. Hey, shout out Skull Affiliated. Thanks for being in the chat. It's going to be a cakewalk for the Vikings. Stay there. Perfect. That's where I want you. That's where I want everyone. That's where I want the whole world. Even the Dolphin fans think that. And guess what the point spread is? It's 3 points. We're going to get shredded so bad that the people that know most about the sport say, oh, man, the Vikings against the third-string quarterback in Miami, they're only 3-point favorites. School affiliated. Oh, they're going to get shredded. Your mom's probably thinking, oh, the Vikings are going to shred them. Your dead uncle's probably going to come out of the grave. Oh, let me bet the Vikings. That's got to be a free bet, right? You're wrong. You are so wrong. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings as favorites suck. They are horrendous, brother. I will be taking the points and the money line. If you think you're going to come in here and just shred us, say less. That's what I want. And when I wake up tomorrow, God, please wake me up tomorrow, and I see the NFL Network analysts drop their picks, and I see a 4x4 row of all Viking logos, sign me up, brother. Sign me up. That's where I want everyone. I want everyone there. I want everyone going into this game thinking the Minnesota Vikings -3 is the easiest bet of the week. Please stay there and do not move off that stance.
Yeah, bro. You don't want to go into a game where everyone's saying, oh, they're going to win, they're going to win, they're going to win. It's nice to be that underdog. It's nice to have that chip on your shoulder. It's nice to have that adversity because as Mike McDaniel always says, it creates opportunity. And let me just remind the people, how many straight games have the Dolphins won at home? Is it like 9, Smoke? something around that metric. And we think that the Vikings are just going to waltz in 9 other teams, 9 games in a row. No one's been able to do it. The Vikings and Kirk Cousins at 1 p.m. is going to waltz in to Miami and take down the Dolphins. I don't think so, man. And everyone wants to make it about the quarterback. Skylar's playing. Take the quarterbacks out of it. Who's got the more talented roster? Because I would put my money on the Miami Dolphins, and no one's talking about that anymore. At this point, all they can say is, oh, well, you got a third-string quarterback in there. No, we got a damn good roster and a damn good coach. And in my opinion, they're going to put the game plan together. The preparation is there. No one believes in us. Backs against the wall. That's when you go out and show what you're made of. So I can't wait for this game, man. My confidence is building by the minute. The more Smoke gives me these pump-up speeches, it just fires me up. I hope you guys are getting fired up too, because it's going to be a hell of a game, dude. It might be ugly. It might be gross, but at the end of it, I truly see at this point the Dolphins coming up on top, 4-2, and we're moving from there. After 4-2, it's up from there, bro.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we're losing for a while. Tua coming back, the schedule we have ahead. Listen, I'm not trying to look past the Vikings, but we should be in good hands there. You guys are firing me up a little bit. That's why it's called Fired Up Friday, baby, because I was with Smoke last week against the Jets. I was with him. Like, the Jets present a bigger problem than we know here. I'm not as much with them here just because I do think the Vikings are a great team. I still think we can squeak out a win. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think we wipe the Vikings out by any means. I think it's going to be a close, gritty win. It's going to be, gritty is kind of the best word I can use. It's going to be.
I don't think we blow out the Vikings. I just think we win.
Yeah, exactly.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. And Finch for the win. That's what we're going to do. I will say I'm more confident in this game than the Jets. I'm just not as confident as Smoke, but I'll be honest. You two fire me up. Listen, you're making me want to go lay some money on the Dolphins, man. Like, I just think what you said is correct. You take the quarterback out of it, our roster is superior. Talent-wise, it's superior. Like, it just is. That's just how it goes. And when you have a coach like ours, you should be able to overcome your quarterback not being there. That's speaking very highly of Miami McDaniel very early, but that's just how I feel about our coach, to be honest with you. I feel very good about our coach. And when you hear people talk about football teams and the way they should be created and the way they should be constructed, it's the coach, and a lot of the times it's the defense. That's usually a lot of the time what it is. Yeah, and with Xavier Howard coming back, we should be good to go. It's the coach and the coach is such an important
thing. Quarterback, and then roster. Yeah. That's why the Bills are good. Like, if you take Josh Allen off the Bills, they probably
no. Their defense is electric. Their defense is
electric. They do have a great defense, but they'd literally be like the Patriots. Like, they would just grind you out. They'd be 9-8.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just saying the coach is so much more important than people realize, and I love Miami McDaniel. I think he can scheme up something for.
He's great, but they got a good head coach over there too. I like O'Connell.
I like O'Connell's good, dude.
It's 2 offensive geniuses.
Yeah,
but the total's only at 45.5. Which is very scary.
And I believe in Skylar, bro.
I think it goes under. That's why I'm telling you, it's going to be an ugly, ugly Dolphins win. Ugly Dolphins win. Bobby, it's that time, brother.
What do we want to do?
Same game parlay. We always started off the same every single week. What's the first leg? Tell them.
The people should know by now. We don't want to cash a same game parlay if it doesn't mean the Dolphins aren't winning. So give us the Dolphins money line. You're going to give us a plus number on the Dolphins money line at home. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And that's a nice little starter. The next one is it's a very doable one. We think this should happen. We've seen it happen multiple times this year. Raheem Mostert, anytime touchdown scorer. Just get that boy in the end zone. He's going to be carrying the load. He's going to be hammering the ball. I think the Dolphins run the shit out of it. Maybe this is even the week he breaks like a 40-yarder to the end zone. I'd love to see it. After that, something the Dolphins need to do, we've been talking about it, create pressure. So we're going to go Dolphins to have over 1.5 sacks. Simple. 2 sacks.
That's the only way they're going to win.
Doesn't matter where they come from.
If you don't sack Kirk Cousins twice, you ain't winning.
Boom. And now, the cherry on top, the grand finale. This is what's going to take us to the top and make us some serious money. People aren't looking at this aspect, and I brought it up. I've hinted to it. Smoke showed the video. Skylar's got legs. Skylar's not afraid to run. Skylar, anytime touchdown scorer. He puts that ball in the end zone himself. Yep. Simple. That's 4 lines, right? That's just 4 things need to happen. Odds on that, plus 5,500, 55 to 1. You want to lay $1,
Butter.
you're getting 55 back. You want to lay $100 down, 5,500 back. It's a beautiful bet. We'll
Get
post
'em.
the ticket on Twitter so you guys can tell along. We got our odds through DraftKings if that's where you're trying to go through. But tell along, boy, because when we cash one of these, it'll be Champagne Monday. I know we have, what do we normally call Monday?
Poppy.
We're calling Champagne Monday when the Dolphins cash and we cash that.
It's gonna hit.
Hey, and you don't want to miss out. You don't want to be
came
that
so
one
natural.
guy. You don't want to be the one guy when it hits to be left out. You don't want to be that guy. So
Never
make
wanna
sure
be
you
that
tail.
guy.
That's facts. All right, we got to talk about the game before the game. Bobby, pull up that injury report. Every week, man. I wish I just had a chug jug. Here, drink this. You'll be all right. I mean, every single week, bro. It's like I got a CVS receipt. It's like, here's Plan B, extra long condoms, ice cream, this, that.
Said extra
Fucking,
long.
it's like, bro, every single week, there's so many people on this list. Tua out.
Hey,
Cater
full
Kohu.
participant,
This
though.
one kind of
That's
sucks.
beautiful.
Doubtful.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah,
with
he
Cater.
was full. Tua was full participant today. That's pretty lit. So he should be
Yeah.
on the sideline on Sunday.
Yes,
He
sir.
will be.
Lit. Perfect. That's all you need. You just need him on
Another
the
voice
sideline
in
talking to
another
Skylar.
voice in Skylar's ear, bro. It's perfect.
Exactly. Cater Kohu, doubtful. That one kind of hurts. That one kind of hurts.
It's cornerback 2 right
Boss
now.
21. The Vikings are going to win Sunday because of LMAO. I can't even say that. Went straight face. Oh,
face.
Dolphins fan.
Hands
Okay,
up.
bet. My dog, let it go. Thank you for the $10 donation, brother. Why are these sex sites always in
Always,
my
bro.
freaking
It's
chat?
terrible.
Come on, man.
YouTube.
I don't
gives
even
out
watch
terrible-
porn, bro. I don't even
Terrible.
watch porn. Like that's like get off me. Stop it. Get out of here. I'm wifed. I got a beautiful girlfriend. All right, Cater Kohu, doubtful. That one hurts. That one hurts.
Hurts the depth.
Teron
bad.
Armstead. This one
Trying
I'm
to
holding
play.
my breath. I'm holding my breath because last week this was Xavier Howard, and I told you guys, I said Xavier Howard's not going to play that game. I had a feeling. I don't have that same feeling with Teron Armstead, but I also don't have a good one with Teron Armstead. I
Well,
don't.
the thing to add to Armstead is even if he plays, we need him to play the full game because every week he hasn't practiced. Every week he's been questionable. Every week he's played. Last week, didn't he only play like 6 plays or something, and then he was out for the game? So it's more than him just dressing and playing. We'd love to see him play a full game because the backups are backups for a reason, and they're not very good. So Armstead is the one guy right here on this list that is we need him there. We need Armstead there. It would be a massive, massive upgrade and help to win this football game.
Jay, are you alive?
Oh, sorry.
I can tell
my
when you're
mic-
zoned out. 'Cause,
No,
like, you
my-
have like these deer in headlights eyes. Like when you're
No,
not
my
paying
mic
attention.
cut out. Yeah, no, my mic cut out because it's probably
Yeah, your mic cut out.
No, my mic. Sorry, my headphones. My because they're Bluetooth. My bad.
We're talking about Armstead.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna go. He missed last week. Obviously, he tried to play. The toe is an issue.
Big issue.
It's like
lingering
here's the
issue
thing.
too.
Like we're kind of all just praying and kind of hoping. Like you'd hope he played, especially after not completing the Jets game. You'd hope
Right.
like that amount of rest because he barely played in the Jets game after being taken out. So you'd hope a full 2 weeks of rest. And then the Thursday night Bengals game, like you'd hope that's enough for his toe to like calm down. To be honest, isn't it like it's like it like grows, like it like stubs, like it's like bruising like crazy. Like I don't know the actual injury, but like as long as he's okay, we should be good to go. All I'm hoping is Teron Armstead plays because
If
we
he
saw
plays,
Brandon
I'm betting
Toe.
the Dolphins for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
I just want
'Cause
to keep.
You can
saw
have
what
my
happened.
toe, bro. I'll donate.
That's what
a
I'm
toe
saying.
for
I'll
the
donate a
cause,
toe. We
bro.
don't need a toe.
I'd give it up right now just for Terry Armstead.
What
to
toe
have
is
my
it,
toe
bro?
and play.
What toe is it? That
Doesn't matter. He could have all my toes.
If it's his
and my
big
feet.
toe, it's wraps.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
For the season, it might be wraps. If it's his pinky toe, cut that thing off. But
Yeah.
Ronnie
JPP.
Lawson.
I think when it's toe, I think you're talking about the ligaments that are attached to it. That's what
Yeah.
worries me.
Yeah, it's just they say it's just a pain tolerance thing for the most part. That it can't really get much worse. It's not really getting better because he obviously has to play on it. So it's pain tolerance. Taryn, you put that Toradol needle in your foot. You let that thing numb you up real good, and you get out there and do what you do,
Get
baby.
your ass out there, pop a
You
perk.
get out there and do what you do.
We're gonna start calling Teron Armstead Papa Perk because every time before he goes
Perk.
out there, like Aaron
He's-
Rodgers, he's playing on
he's bobbing
Percocet.
something.
Jay, where
I have
where is
it.
that
I
Tua
have
jersey
it.
you got? Shout out the donation.
JJ.
I'm not
JJ, such a real one, JJ.
All right,
He's
so
gonna
here's
go
the
grab
thing.
it. He's gonna go grab it for you.
I
I'm gonna go
got
through
it
the
right
rest of
here.
the list.
Here's
Let
the
him see
thing.
it.
I won't be putting it on until he's back and playing, and then I'll wear it. But it's right here, baby. It's right
Beauty.
here in the flat.
Uno.
Jace
Uno.
finally got out of his Canadian gear and got some damn Dolphin jerseys. Look
Yeah.
at that. He's got 2 jerseys in a week. He's back.
Hey, I got a lot of jersey. I just don't be wearing. They don't fit right. But shout out to Tua, the boy. He's gonna be back after this week. I'm hyped.
T.
Shout out to you. And yes, sir. It's right here, baby.
I love it. All right. So Teddy Bridgewater, he's not starting. I think he will be the backup though. If Mike McDaniel doesn't name him the backup, we are grits. Elijah Campbell, questionable. Raheem Mostert, it says questionable, but he said he's going to play.
Yep.
So that's really all I care about. I think that was Jay's sleeper for who's on the injury report that we need to play. That was a great call. Smythe, I believe he'll play. Tanner Connor, he'll play. Ezukama, I guess he overcame the eye injury. He doesn't even dress. Tyreek Hill, love that he's not even questionable. Davian Howard, not even questionable. Brandon Jones, not even questionable. Zach Sealer, not even questionable. Jalen Waddle, not even questionable. Melvin Ingram, not even questionable. Emmanuel Ogba, not even questionable. I know it's a CVS receipt, but man, we hit the lottery praying Teron Armstead. It's like the Powerball, Mega Millions. We hit all the numbers. We hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we need that big red one to cash out. And that big red one is Teron Armstead. If he plays, I'm telling you, I am putting my mortgage on the Miami Dolphins. And with that,
You already know what it's time for, baby.
for some predictions. Let's start with Jay. Jay, what is your final prediction? And give me a stat line for Skylar Thompson and Tyreek Hill.
All right. Skylar, let's start with him. Give me 189 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, but he fumbles. So that's the 1 turnover that we talked about with Bobby. Tyreek, I think he's getting like 120 of those yards. I think they're going to feed Tyreek a lot. I think the whole game plan is they're just going to feed the ball. Like, I think he might be on. He's going to have like 80% of the target share. Like, I think they're just going to force feed Tyreek Hill. So I'll give him like 110 of those 189 yards. And for my game prediction, man, I think it's going to be a little bit slow. I still think we get I'm going to say 21-17 Dolphins. That's my game prediction. I think we squeak one out, win by 4 points. I think we put up 3 touchdowns. I hope to God Jason Sanders doesn't have to kick a field goal over 50 yards because, that's just not going in the way he's looking lately. So I'm going to say no field goals. Just give me 21-17. We hold them to a field goal, one of those drives, and that's the kind of the game clincher that doesn't allow us to go to overtime. It's 21-17 Dolphins. Skylar's going to ball out. Obviously, I said 189 yards and a touchdown. I'm trying to set a low bar and just have him meet it. That's what I'm expecting from Skylar. Let's go win this game, baby.
Yo, shout out to Dubs MC because I was going to say in my prediction for Tyreek Hill that he has 3 carries or more. I have a feeling that they're going to look to just get him the ball any way possible. And we saw an end around last game. We've seen some of the little gadget plays. I see Tyreek Hill carrying the ball 3+ times in the game. He's also going to catch the ball 9 times, and he'll have just under 100. We'll call it 89 yards and a touchdown, something light. I think Skylar, right around 200. He contributes for 2 touchdowns, 1 throwing, 1 rushing, 1 turnover. Unfortunately, I pray he doesn't have that turnover. But the Miami Dolphins win this football game in a gritty, close, competitive game on the last drive with the Jason Sanders field goal, 24-21. Miami.
Dude, that's my score.
No way, bro.
That had the same exact outcome, too. Oh, my God. I had 24-21 Dolphins. Jason Sanders game winner.
Every time, bro. That's why I write them down now because I just need the proof.
Oh, my God. I'm sick.
Every time, bro.
There should be one where all 3 of us have to say. But you two always match. I don't know what happened. You guys always.
Where we all write it down and flip it over.
Yeah, that might be the motive.
Skylar Thompson, 215 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 quarterback sneak at the 1-yard line. Or you could give it to Raheem Mostert. Either word don't really matter. 215, Tyreek Hill, he goes for 75 yards, 5 catches. I think Waddle has that bounce back game. I think I think it's gonna be a point of emphasis.
My fantasy team would appreciate it too. Yes, sir.
Same, Jay.
We got the same score, but if I had to change it, I would just go down 1 point for each team. I would go 23-20 Dolphins. Dolphins win the game. The Dolphins win this game. And if the Vikings,
for the
I'm not
win.
even going to say that. I'm not even going to say that out loud. Not even saying that out loud. Fiend for the win, baby. Fiend for the win. We're gonna be 4-2. Life's gonna come back.
Oh,
to
Tua's gonna come
right
back.
Now, it
Tua's
sucks,
gonna
bro.
torch Brian
you're down
Flores.
in the dumps.
Woo!
You're down in the dumps. You're down in the dumps right now. I get it. I'm down in the dumps too. Fiends for the win. And as always,
This is my flu game.
Fiends up.
Fins up, baby. Come on.
Fins up, baby.
Shout
This
out
is
to
literally my
everyone
flu
watching.
game. Yes,
We
sir.
love you
Chat,
guys so
go.
much. 142 people. Thank you. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button. I know I
Like
asked you
that
guys
shit.
so late, but thank you guys for watching. Come back here on Monday for Victory Monday. Fins up, baby.
Yes, sir. Fins up.